Welcome to my weekly self-important Magic the Gathering show. I have a quesadilla that I may or may not eat during the course of this episode. Just warning you that right now. Pulling it off the plate, flipping it over so it doesn't stick. There we go. Boy, whatever song is playing sounds like it rocks a whole lot more than the playlist normally does. March on, Ethan May Excel. Anyway, we were on red, which is actually a color that I've kind of looked ahead on, and there are some fun things in here. Wonder Man's not one of them. Wonder Man just lets you use power-up abilities twice. Normally you can only use them once per game. Wiccan Impulse draws you off of non-creature spells. Whirlwind has haste. And when you attack with a creature with haste, effectively, whenever one or more creatures you control that enter this turn attack a player, that's basically ones with haste, just only counts the turn they enter. Target creature that player controls can't block this turn. That's mildly interesting. I wanted to make a deck that was all War Machines and Iron Mans. But I kind of got bored partway through, because I was planning it out before the episode. But this one is a 3/5 flyer. Whenever this one attacks, attacking modified creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. It would have been a Jeskai deck. We don't really have a Jeskai commander for it that fit. I mean, they won't listen to Nick Fury. But there were also some other start cards in the sets that don't go in the deck, because there's a start card that messes with teamwork cards, but there's only one teamwork card that has Iron Man on it, or War Machine for that matter. Titania Proud Pummeler, first strike and melee. When this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end turn for each opponent you attack this turn. Oh, and then all of our creatures have melee. That's neat. Now we gotta scroll to the bottom and go to the previous page. And I'm turning that down because it's a little loud for me that I was having a hard time concentrating. And I already have a hard time focusing. Okay, we have 3 Thors right here. One of them does impulse draw on non-combat damage.
Some so-called SUVs.
Ooh, the God of Thunder Thor lets you cast equipment, instant, or sorcery cards from your graveyard once, but it doesn't exile them or put finality counters on them. And he also has them whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Thor deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. So I do like that. I would want him in... Well, it'd have to be a Jeskai deck, because I would want all the white and blue blink. But I'm not making that deck. I'm just saying that's what I would do, so that we could blink him, because it doesn't say that card that you got from your discard pile goes away. Not even the instant or the sorcery. It just says it exiles it, and then you can play that turn. Then Asgard's Avenger just does additional damage, not even that much. The Wizard, classic speedster. Funny that they gave him a card. He's a 4-mana 3/3 with first strike and haste. He's not a terrible card. Didn't need to be this is one of those things that didn't need to be a legend, but it's in a set like this, it's cool that they remembered the Wizard, but none of the rest of the team, I don't think. Vision and Scarlet Witch. Whenever you cast a spell, add red and put a +1/+1 counter on Vision and Scarlet Witch. So that's one of the mana gorgery things, but only for our spells. And we get a rebate. That just feels like a straightforward deck. I do like it, for the record. This, and then, like, I think there are like 2 or 3 cards that make it to where we don't lose red mana. But make sure those are in the deck. And, like, even Bergie, who does the same, who does the add red. And I think there's an Urabrass that does it too, but I don't know if theirs are limited to what kind of spells count. But you get some weird kind of red mana cheating theme going on. You know what? I'm not super interested in that. But I think I'm going to plot it out anyway. And I'm also going to read this next Scarlet Witch. Instant and sorcery spells you cast with mana value of 4 or greater cost X to cast, where X is her power. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's going to make it into the same deck, but that's a cool spell slinger. So let's... We're going to call this Red Ramp. Even though it doesn't have any treasures in it. The Vision and Scarlet Witch. Let's create this deck. Let's change this. Nope. Didn't get a special printing. Wild. No matter how many times they are disassembled, teleported, or possessed, their love always brings them back together. Vomit. Let's see. You don't lose. I think that's... Okay, that's until end of turn. So Ashling, that was the one I forgot about. Whenever you cast a spell, add red. That's Bergie. Wait, I'm sorry, Avatar Roku. Whenever a player attacks, we get 6 red. Until end of combat, you don't lose this mana as steps end. And then we can spend 3 red to give a creature +3/+0 until end of turn. Okay, I actually like that. Because we can help other people's combats. Do I care about the Deadly Dancer, though? When you attack with exactly 2 creatures, transform Alluring Suitor. When this creature transforms into Deadly Dancer, that's the other side. Until end of turn, you get 2 red, and that lasts until end of turn, but then you can also spend it. That's a silly disguise. Oh, Lich's Tomb. You don't lose the game for having 0 or less life, but you have to sacrifice a permanent on loss of life. Leyline Tyrant, of course. Electro, that's the other one. So that's 3. There is another thing like Bergie, but it's going to be further down. Huh. Raphael Ninja Destroyer must be blocked. When it's dealt damage, you add that much red, and that it's 6 rounds until end of turn. Photon, Mighty Marvel. Whenever Photon deals combat damage to a player, add that much mana of any one color until in the turn you don't lose mana as steps and phases end. Okay, that's discarding cards. Okay, she loses the mana. Mildly interesting. Okay, she draws and discards cards on instant and sorceries. We'll have to be careful with that Ashling. Combat damage player, discard cards, add red to discard. We'll take Raph the Ninja Destroyer. And then the last, Agni Kai. Oh, that's a fight spell where you get red mana if you overdeal the damage. Let's see if I can spell that guy's name correctly. Oh, Priest of Urabrask. This is a bad card, but he's basically a free creature. This Urabrask was instant and sorcery spells. Enjoy the music because I'm going to take a bite of this quesadilla. As I think.
Hey everyone, this is Maran Hofstadt and you can now tune into my live performance at Tomorrowland on YouTube, your one-stop shop for music.
I'm going to the tagger. Hellbending? Mini refund. Let's see where they're going with this tag. Oh, we gotta add in this Luke Cage. Because we are gonna do some treasure token stuff. And he gets one every turn. Okay, that was all that. Let's see if there's a refund O-tag. Oh, let's Apex of Power. It's a 10 mana. It's a 10 mana spell. This is absolute garbage. Exile the top 7 cards of your library until end of turn. You may cast spells from among them. If you cast the spell from your hand, you add 10 mana of any one color. Oh, Blazing Fire Singer comes in with a Seething Song. That's fun. I mean, we could also just play Seething Song, but like, I'm not here to make a good deck with this one. This is definitely just moving my table. Just me having fun with it. Hold on, got scratch my back. We're not doing a whole lot of treasure stuff. I just like that one because he got you one every turn. This spell costs X less, where X is the number of artifacts an opponent controls. That's... Oh, and it has Flying Trample and Haste. Ding. That's just kind of a fun dragon to have. I really don't care about the artifacts, so I should have put in color equals red, but maybe I'll be wrong. 5 damage and 3 damage, and then you get a rebate of 3 red. Hold on, itchy knuckles. Pisco Sour by Garlson. You know what? Red herring. Not the literal card, because that's a card. But Knuckles. It makes people think I want to win with 30 artifacts. Man Echoes would be good if we were doing typo. Gotta have the face breaker.
50 years of independence did not happen by accident. It took builders, risk takers, and people willing to do hard things the right way. That's how I built my companies. Sometimes painfully, sometimes imperfectly. Mike Capel here, Patriot Software's founder. Our accounting and payroll is built for American entrepreneurs who plan to last.
Only
Celebrate 250
spelling it correctly.
and visit patriotsoftware.com to claim our Independence Day offer.
Okay, that's as far as I could go on that. Added the professional facebreaker because of the draw potential of sacrificing the treasures that we're totally making a lot of. Now, there is another like, we don't want to fill up on these. But anything that'll draw us more cards so we can cast more spells. Like the Crimson, like these 1 mana ones that replace themselves instantly, and we can just cycle through until we get something better. As long as we have a target. Oh, Dragon Mantle is a cantrip aura that gives our creature, that gives the enchanted creature fire breathing. See, that's good. Creatures we control gain trample until end of turn. I don't know about that. Like. We don't, my group doesn't worry about countering spells. Target creature can't block this turn. Creatures we control gain first strike until end of turn. Huh. Winter Sky is just a weird card. Okay, giving our creatures first strike and trample is neat. There's not that many of these, so actually now I'm just like, oh, let's just... We can grab a couple. We're not going to have any mice for Might of the Meek, and that just feels bad. Trample and haste until end of turn. Renegade Tactics being a sorcery just stinks, because that means you can't, it's not really useful in Commander. Let's see if any of these ones at 2 are worth being at 2. I like Cleansing Wildfire. I don't play in the brackets where you generally have to worry about lands, because you know, like all of the lands that you really have to worry about aren't higher ones. But we're gonna play that just in case someone throws down a Maze of Ith. Or the worst Maze of Ith, the one that you have to pay like 4 to use. Oh, reroute. Change the target of target activated ability with a single target. Draw a card. Mildly interesting. Oh, Rune of Speed. That's an aura that gives haste and +1/+0. And, you know, you get to draw a card off of it. Vicious Assault only really is cool if you have a modified creature on top of everything else. Blood Sun. That's a little evil. All lands lose abilities, all abilities except mana abilities. It's less evil than Blood Moon. But sure, that just that'll prevent stuff like Rogue's Passage. Wow, Geomancer's Gambit is a worse... that other card that from the previous page. Because it costs 1 more for the same effect. Because if we go back... oh, that's right. That's what happens when we go back. Red ramp. Well, there it is. Destroy target land, its controller may search the library for a base of land, put on the battlefield, tap, shuffle their library. Draw a card. Oops, I forgot to order it by CMC. Orcish Cannonade. That's a callback to Orcish. Not Cannoneers. It was actually a different orc. That was 2 damage or something and 3 damage to you. I think it was just Orcish Artillery. Target player can't play land cards this turn. That is dumb. Okay, that was all of that. Let's see where all that stuff went. Oh, we're putting you in draw with the other ones. That's not really stacks. It's calling Blood Sun stacks, but it's not really stacks, because if you look at it, it's not making them not have, it's like, it's not turning their lands off in any way. So I'm just going to put this over here and draw. I'm also going to put you in draw. It's funny how that boast part doesn't matter on Bergie. Is it copper? Yes. That's the dragon that makes D20 treasure. I'm gonna give cantrips their own pile.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and ad-free videos on the YouTube Kids app, so kids can bounce the Kids Bop without missing a beat. YouTube Premium, it's way more than ad-free. Try 1 month on us.
Let's get that ad. Infrared by Letterbox. With that out of the way, it's now clear that we need more card draw. So I'm going to reclassify professional facebreaker. What does the rest of this Urbrass do anyway? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, deals 1 damage to an opponent, and then you add red. Sure. And then we can pay red to exile Urbrass or return it to the other side, right? Only as a sorcery and only if you cast 3 or more instant and or sorcery spells this turn. Okay. Then 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control. Okay. 3 treasure tokens. Till end of turn, you may cast instant and sorcery spells from any graveyard. The spell cast is away, we put in a graveyard exile instead. But you need to use your treasure tokens to do that. I don't know if I actually really need this one in this deck, because I don't know how many instant and sorceries total we'll have outside of the like cantripy stuff. So I think we are going to remove this Arabrask, because he only cares about instant and sorcery spells, and he does not hold on to mana. Bergie will at least hold on to mana for a while, longer than the vision. Let's throw in my lands. T land. O. I don't care about any of the colorless lands. Arena of Glory. Castle Embereth, because that's fun. Huh. The monastery is a very expensive impulse draw card that only comes in tapped if you're playing 3 colors, technically. Or 2 colors, I guess. But you have to be playing white or blue and having their lands out. Target creature control gains Firebending 4 until end of turn. I actually like that with the with some of the other stuff in this deck. The mana only lasts till end of combat, but you know, we'll see how that goes. I need to mute. There we go. Don't know how I got a cold in July, but I did. And of course, Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle. Then actually get a mountain. The Mad Blind Mountain is such a cool card if you're kind of like scrying or brainstorming repeatedly. It allows you to pay a red, tap it, and just shuffle your library. Oh, 34 lands. We'll just go up to 33 mountains. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Or 33 mountains. We're also going to change this to that. Flip that over like that. There we go. We have 12 creatures for the record. I do want more. I am going to hit EDH Rec just to see what they have in their creature section. Stormkiln, because they think we're going to do more instant sorceries. Oh, the Runnery Steamkiln. That we can get extra red off of it. And it's casting red spells. Yeah, okay. The Hexing Squelchers, perfectly fine. Like, you just eat the 2 life once. But it also makes your opponents have to use 2 pieces of removal to get rid of the thing they really want. And I'm fine with that. Removal bait. Instant or sorcery spells, non-creature spells. Oh yeah, return it to your hand, but it gets you colorless red. Non-creature spell. Non-creature spell. Longshot Rebel Bowman? Ah, non-creature spell. Ragavan the Thief. Non-creature spell.
Yo, what's up? It's
Red
Super.
Source.
Check
Oh
out
yeah,
the
that's
single
something I should be
file
doing.
escape with Indie on YouTube. Your one-stop shop for music.
Nah. Non-creature spell. Instant and sorceries. Oh, Neheb the Internal, who gives us red for each 1 life our opponent's lost this turn. I love that he has afflict 3. That's so evil. You can either take 4 or you can take 3. But we do kind of need... Yep, no, that works. Protection. We do kind of need more stuff for to use all of our pent up mana on. I do want at least five-ish more creatures. Actually, I think some perfect cards, and it's going to probably show up in sorceries. I understand a Grape Shot because it's Storm. Actually, yeah, sure, Grape Shot. We'll pretend. Oh, Vandal Blast. Target creature can't block this. I just don't like that it's a sorcery. Discard 2 cards to draw 3 cards. Bonus round to get more casts per cast. Crackle with Power is a very Wanda-like effect. Now we're going to go to Instance. Like I said, we could just cast Seething Song. Three to get 5 is better than 2 to get 3, and that's why we're not using Pyretic Ritual. We should Chaos Warp. I'm not a big fan of it, but like we're not exactly removal heavy colors. Thrill of Possibility. Deflecting Swat. You know, let's expedite and Crimson Wisps. Untimely Malfunction. Visions of Love. Ugh. We'll Bolt Bend as well. You are card draw. You are a cantrip. You are a cantrip. Now I gotta check this. 9 instants and 9 sorceries. I guess we're at a point where I do care about instants and sorceries, because that's 18. If I put in 7 more, that's 25. And that's like a good number for caring about instants and sorceries. So I think I'm going to put that Urabrask back in. Because now there's a good chance that he's going to be out when I actually cast them. Now if I go here, there's Urabrask in the creature section, and may as well Stormkill an artist. I'm not doing the damage ones. I'm going to try to be better than that, I guess you could say. Oh, but we got a Young Peasy, but not that one. You know, let's person of color. I was gonna do the young Chandra, young Peasy, but this guy actually looks like he's having a good time. We'll put in the Vision. That Wiccan doesn't give you long enough time to play that spell. How many high-end instants and sorceries do we have? Not that many, so the other Scarlet Witch doesn't really go in here. And then yes. Okay. We're at 78. We got 19 creatures. We got 18 instants and sorceries, evenly split, wildly enough. We have Vandal Blast. I want Shattering Spree. That's the Destroy Artifact with Replicate. I know that kind of doesn't go with Cavern Horde Dragon, but he's expensive, and sometimes you want to destroy their good artifacts. Polymorph? All right, because the original one was over here. Well, she is a Chaos Witch, so let's go over here. O-Tag Polymorph. Audacious Swap, Casualty 2, so you can sacrifice a creature of power 2 or greater. Do I have any 2 mana or 2 power things? I don't mind. Well, there's that. There's Young Peasy. Oh, Blazing Fire Slinger after I've cast Seething Song. Is that how it works still? Is it just, it has to be one creature of the power? Okay, it is one creature. Okay. See, the thing is that the thing with Audacious Swap is that they get it no matter what. So if they get a land, or they get to cast a free spell. It also doesn't have, calling it a swap doesn't really call it, have the same gravitas. Chaotic transformation, turns stuff into other stuff. Up to one target artifact, up to one target creature, up to one target enchantment, and up to one target planeswalker, up to one target land. They all get exiled, and then they reveal cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares a card type with it. And and then they shuffle their library. Boy, that costs a lot, but Collision of Realms? Nope, each player does a whole bunch of stuff. No. We can have Guffrey write history. Transforming Flourish. Wild Magic Surge. That's why that's not going in. Actually, no. That's fine. I was about to exclude something because it was a sorcery. Oh, that's mildly interesting. Or should I say, that's mildly interesting take on the card. The owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. Then that player discovers X, where X is its mana value. They exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with that mana value or less, and they cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it into their hands, their choice. And the rest go at the bottom of their library in random order. But that's justice, not chaos. Now we're at 83. 12 instants, 11 sorceries, that's 23. 2 more would be good. And I think I'm going to have them be discard draw effects. Oh, yeah, you know what? This is a good deck for that nonsense. Risk Factor. And its worst cousin, Browbeat, which I don't see here. Risk Factor says target opponent may have Risk Factor, deal 4 damage to them. If they don't, you draw 3 cards. That's just fun. Oh, target player draws 3. See, and this is 5 damage. I was going to have more reliable draw. But both of those cards are incredibly fun to me. Oh, Browbeat is a sorcery. That's why it's 3. And, no, Respecter is also 3. No, it's 1 less because it's an instant. That's the weird balancing. So that's 15. And then I have 19 creatures. I do want to get more creatures in here. Checking. I almost tried to move stuff around, but then I'm like, oh wait, no, this is the types. I have very few artifacts in this deck, and by that I mean I have 2, I think. Vision, and then Vision again. Electra really just is, the Leyline Tyrant, only with a little bit more going on. It's really cool.
Watch hit movies and TV shows on YouTube.
I found a place. What is this?
Still not doing the ones that do damage.
And get more streaming services to watch your favorites on YouTube.
See, now Thor, God of Thunder, like I said, I wasn't doing the ones that deal damage, but Thor, God of Thunder does more damage. I mean, it does less damage than the ones that deal 2, theoretically, if the spell's mana value 2. But this is also any target, so I like that for the flexibility. And just to go, I'm not always going face. Sometimes I'm taking, you know, sometimes sometimes it's Eye on the Prize, sometimes, sometimes it's not. Let's see that put. Aha. This 3 mana 2/1 that's technically free. This can only pay for abilities. we're at 21 creatures at least. Mizzix's Mastery is a great way to cast all of our spells again, just for fun. You are burn, and you draw cards.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and the YouTube Music app all together. Try 1 month free.
Notice I haven't put any artifacts in this deck. That is a purposeful choice. I guess it's a limitation I'm putting on myself to see just how much everything else I can put in here. We're gonna search for more draw. Oh, I thought I misspelled that for a second. I was gonna be very embarrassed. Oh, learn. Discard to draw. You know what? Order CMC. Minus T. Land. No. None of you. Okay. There's only 3 of those, so that's fine. Market Back Walker, actually. That's a funny place to dump a bunch of mana. Just me constantly changing how I'm sitting because I'm never happy. Ceremonial Knife to make blood tokens, in theory. Infiltration Lens. If this was Raphael as leader of the deck, that would be great. Whenever a equipped creature becomes blocked by a creature, you may draw out 2 cards. That is pretty sweet. Oh, you know what? We'll throw in Reinforced Ronin. It's another artifact that went into the deck, but, you know, it's a creature. I should say that I don't have a whole lot of... I haven't been putting non-creature artifacts into this deck. So, a hasty 2/2 just for early damage, or we can just discard it. It's also a 2 power thing if we have that other thing out. I think I will Renegade Tactics. No, get sorcery. That part just still kills it for me. Sensei. See, Sensei's Divining Top goes with that one land.
Why would anybody settle for just meh? Can you imagine if Zlatan was meh?
Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order. It's like, what? I don't like any of that.
Or 10.
Shuffle entire deck.
I need those.
I'll make the game beautiful.
Yeah, no.
Don't settle for meh. The #1 live TV service now has 10 more affordable plans. Try YouTube TV for free.
Okay, this level playing is just really quiet for me. Bitter Reunion, discard 1, draw 2. Also, we can give our stuff haste. Oh, that reminds me. We'll get to it soon. There it is, Endless Atlas, draw a card, but only if you have 3 lands of the same name. Draw. Okay, so discard, then discard a card, draw 2 cards. If you discarded not a land card, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Sure, why not? That is horrific. Buster Sword is great, and I realize I haven't been putting it in nearly enough decks, but I think on my own thing for this one, I'm not going to put it in here. there's that one Doctor Who lady. Little romantic rendezvous. We're probably putting way too many of that type of effect in here. Wild guess. Changing how I'm sitting again. It is almost 9 p.m. Okay, now that we're in 3, I'm not worried about the one things.
Yo, what's up? It's two friends. Check out our new single, Fire Escape, with Indie or on YouTube. Your one-stop shop for music.
I'm still looking through this because I'm hoping I spot her. I'm pretty sure impulsive draw has been included. How many cards are we at? 95? Huh. Red She-Hulk has you sacrifice lands to draw a card. Mildly interesting. Okay, either I was very wrong about her casting cost, or I was very wrong about impulsive draw. Until your next end step, so the top card of your library. Until your next end step, you may play it. So you basically you tap her on the turn before yours. So there's that. Koth, who +2 to get some mountain into play, but also can deal damage to a target creature equal to the number of mountains you have. And then if you somehow get to ult, you turn all of your mountain drops into better than lightning bolts. And then this Koth, who kind of puts your mountains in danger by turning them into 4/4s. But you can add red equal to the number of mountains you control. And then you can turn your mountains into pingers if you want to. For mono red, I really do like Koth. And they put one of those Koths into ramp, I know that. No, they put both of them in there, even though this one isn't ramp. This one doesn't get you it just, I'm gonna call it I'm gonna put him into, I'm gonna hide him in removal. Because I do use that -3 more than 0 times. Oh, there was another simulacrum that I thought was cool. Is it an arena only card because it had warp? Yes. So Spirited Simulacrum from Alchemy 25. Because since it has warp, it was around Edge of Eternities. When it enters, you seek a land card and put it in the battlefield tapped. When it leaves the battlefield, you seek a non-land card and it goes to your hand. That would be cool if it wasn't seek. Or if it was just basically this. Actually, basically is just this, just with worse stats and that you can warp it. So you can do it twice. Because the warp cost is the same as this. So it comes into play and then exiles itself at the end of the turn. And then you can cast it normal on the next turn. So if it was just had Solemn Simulacrum's text, it'd be great. And we were at 99, aren't we? Yep. .24 creatures. Oh, we do have one normal artifact because it draws me cards.
Try AMC Plus.
You know what?
For 7 days on YouTube and dive into the latest releases.
That means I can put the Buster Sword in here. Consider adding deck tags. I did add one. That's more of a cantrip. These other ones are card positive, so they can stay. I'm gonna put Browbeat and Risk Factor in Burn because that's the realistic outcome. Yeah, so for what it's worth, copy. Oh, I did not bring that. There we go. Had to update Notepad++. That was an hour and a half to get that one done. I do like where we ended up with it for what it's worth. I'm sure everyone makes a better version of that than me, but I like what I ended up with. The Immortal Weapons. Just non-creature spell stuff. Stiltman, Towering Terror. That is a real villain for Daredevil. Whenever one or more villains you control do combat damage to a player, gain control of target non-creature, non-land permanent that player controls at the end of your next turn. And it says this permanent can't be sacrificed until the end of your next turn. So that's good. I like that because as much as I don't like theft, this is A, temp theft, and B, it says it right on the tin, you can't sacrifice it. Stick, that's a guy who taught Daredevil how to fight, I guess. when he went blind. Whenever you control... he has the good impulse draw. Whenever a source you control deals damage to you, exile the top card of your library. You may play it till the end of your next turn. Triggers only once a turn, so you don't get overwhelmed.
TCG Player has everything gamers need. Yes.
Cameras by Albus. Just checking my messages. But Stick might make it into another deck, because there's another one that we might make. It's definitely better for one-on-one. I lost to it recently because it just did not clock that how easily it was going to beat me. Also, I was playing a deck that didn't have my normal amount of removal. By that I was playing, I think it was a blue-red deck. Haste, double strike. Creature can't block. And then another Spider-Man. I think that's the Miles Morales one. You can tell by this energy on his fist. Oh, whenever you discard one more card, Spider-Man deals that much damage to any target. That's neat. Makes the thing unblockable. Speed, Young Avenger, Haste, non-creature spell, pay 1. And then it can Ginger Brute things when you cast non-creature spells. This She-Hulk gives your other heroes trample. Whenever a hero you control becomes blocked, put a +1/+1 counter on that hero for each creature blocking it. That's neat. That's the land sacrificing one. Oh, another Scarlet Witch. She just has Menace. See, like this didn't need to be a creature. Let alone legendary. This didn't need to exist at all. Red Hulk. Whenever Red Hulk is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him. Then if you do, he deals damage equal to the number of +1/+1 counters onto any other target. You know, so he can't do damage to himself. He only gets 1 per. But that's cool. Like if I went back to edit my Pyrohemia deck, Red Hulk would make it in. Oh boy. Red Hulk and Pyrohemia, that's all you need. Because the +1/+1 counter counteracts. It stopped, the playlist stopped auto-playing. Boat floating, puddle of infinity. Quicksilver just with haste. Yeah, like, they didn't need... They could have just put other things in here rather than being another Quicksilver. Puppet Master Goad's stuff. There's that photon that made into that other deck. Spells from anywhere other than your hand. Power up. Discard a card, draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Luke Cage, that's the one that makes the treasures. Doesn't really raid his own deck, but that's cool. Now we have 2 red Lokis. Whenever you next cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to Loki's power, copy. Okay. Choose new targets. And then he can power up by making himself bigger. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single creature, you gain control of that creature until end of turn. If it's your turn, untap that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. Neat. Living Lightning, charge it up. Flying, haste. And then it gives other creature haste. The Living Laser. When Living Laser attacks, for each card you've discarded this turn, create a token that's a copy of Living Laser, except the token isn't legendary. The token enters tapped and attacking. Exile the tokens at the beginning of the next end step. That's neat. Lady Spider, Maybelle Riley. Whenever you discard, put a +1/+1 counter on target spider you control. Lady Loki. Whenever you cast your first instant, sorcery, or villain spell each turn, exile it. Hold on. Then exile it. Then exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an online card. Lady Loki deals damage to each opponent equal to the difference between that spell's mana value and the non-land card's mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Okay, so you want to try to cast cheap stuff from your hand and get expensive stuff for free off the top of your deck. I am not going to try to make that work, but that sounds fun. Killmonger, Ruthless Usurper. Usurper. He gets +1/+0 for each artifact defending player controls. That's neat. Does combat damage to a player. That player sacrifices an artifact of their choice. And we get a treasure token. Neat. Carolina Dean, a runaway. She's actually... If we wanted to do 5 mana runaways, and I closed that thing. Hold on. I just want to see how viable this is. What is her name? Carolina. So she has flying, and at the beginning of your first main phase, add Wooburg. But you can't use that mana to cast spells from your hand. That's mildly interesting. So how many runaways are there? There are 12. So we have room for other creatures. Oh, and then, but there's some things. Okay, we're gonna put in all of these, all 12 of these cards, because it amuses me. So let's go through them, and let's see what they do, to see if we can actually do something with this. So we have Alex Wilder, runaway. Whenever Alex Wilder or another creature you control enters, If you cast it from anywhere other than your hand, it gets +2/+0 and haste until end of turn. And then he also has escape, so you can cast it from your graveyard. Chase Stein, Runaway. Discard a card, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. That's the kind of things that we're going to want in this deck. Is either on the board activated abilities or impulsive draw. Gertnel's Old Lace, Runaways, has trample, and when they enter, you may discard a card. If you do, search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it in your hand and shuffle. Okay. Then there's Molly Hayes, Runaway. All she has is a power-up ability to get 2+1 calendars on her, but also exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. I do love that until the end of your next turn part. Nico Minoru, Runaway. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, she deals 2 damage to each opponent. I'm sensing a theme. Then you can pay 3, tap, discard a card, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Okay, that's cool. What does this Runaway Boulder do? When it enters the battlefield, deals 6 damage to target creature and opponent controls. 6 mana, 6 damage, flash, or you can cycle it. Sure, why not? Runaway Carriage. When Runaway Carriage attacks or blocks, sacrifice at the end of combat. Okay, sure, why not? Runaway Steamkin. Oh, that's the red spell. It gets bigger, and then you can remove +1/+1 counters to add red. Runaway Together returns 2 target creatures controlled by different players to their owner's hands. Runaway Trashbot gets +1/+0 for each artifact and or enchantment card in your graveyard. It's an 0/4 for 3. And then when Victor Mancha enters, you exile target card from your graveyard, and then you can cast it. You may play it for as long as you control Victor. And he's related to Ultron somehow. They're calling the Runaway Trashbot a finisher, probably because it can be... Oh, it has trample and can theoretically be very big. And then that's removal, yeah. Recursion. They're going to call you removal because you remove yourself. We're going to put you in draw. We're going to put you in draw. That's technically draw. Yep, we're going to call you draw as well. I might make a sound that makes it sound like I'm in pain. That's because I really need to completely adjust how I'm sitting. Oh, there we go. I'm just gonna put him in haste enabler. And then we're gonna go over here. Marvel Runaways. Oh, they actually had their own show. Oh, it was on Hulu. That explains. Alex Wilder. I'm just seeing who in the show got a card. Nico Minoru. Okay. Carolina Dean. Gertrude Yorks. Oh, Gert. Gert and Old Lace. Okay. Chase Steen. Okay. Catherine Wilder. Good old Catherine didn't get a card. Unless that was one of the villains. Ah. I'm just seeing if there's anybody else from Marvel Universe. Who appears in the show, even as a... Just even as a... Oh, Cloak and Dagger. I vaguely recall they weren't that good in here. Let's go in from here. We got all the runaways. Cloak and Dagger Entwined. They have Death Touch and Lifelink. When they enter, choose target opponent and up to one target creature they control. They reveal their hand. You may exile a non-land card from their hand or the chosen creature card until they leave the battlefield. It's fine. They get to make it in because they were on the Runaway show. And she's technically and there are two of them. They're the most they that they can be. Boy, look at that frumpy first cover. There's a little Doombot on the team. Hold on. We got to reference that. We'll throw in the aerial Doombot. But not the Harbinger. There we go. Put you into evasion because you can fly. Just looking at the blue things. Okay, I'm I'm not getting a gist. Set. Marvel Superheroes or set Marvel Super Commander. Minus is reprint T creature T legend. I don't need to order it by anything else. Oh. Minus T billing. There we go. Oh, how many creatures do I have? We're at 11. So I'm going to want more. So basically I'm looking for people who I feel could count as young Avengers. Or anyone I've never really heard of, if I'm being honest. Blue Marvel gets a +1/+1 counter when we draw our second card a turn. I don't think that's going to happen. When Braun enters, you draw a card. And then powers up equal to the number of cards in our hand. Actually, I should go down here and click on the Young Avengers link. Oh, Power Pack, of course, also. Yeah, let's see who's in the Young Avengers. America Chavez, Hawkeye, Hulkling, Iron Lad, Kid Loki, Novar, Patriot, Prodigy, Speed, Stature, Vision for some reason, and Wiccan. I feel like two of those are wait, that literally America Chavez? I feel like that's the one that they were trying to. Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. I thought so. Anyway, I need to go back to there. Then I also need to go. Who's he from? Who are you? Oh, he's in the Illuminati, so that's interesting. Okay, who's Braun? Amadeus Cho, right? That is... Yep. Also in the Illuminati. Huh. I'm Bucky. Oh, Captain Marvel. Let's add in a second devil dinosaur. A second dinosaur. A devil dinosaur. You're a mutant. Donald Blake, Guys of Thor. That was an interesting time. Doorman from the West Coast Avengers. Copy activated, target activated or triggered ability from a creature source. I mean, we have one there, and that is also triggered. Well, let's see who she is. Okay. Oh, music stopped. Okay, yeah, you... Oh, you know what it is? I need to do this. And then click there. Good lord. Skip ad. Cameras, Elvis. Oh. That only cares about other dinosaurs. Flatman. Franklin Richards, caring about non-creature spells. Giant Man, Goliath, Happy again, Hawkeye. Here's the Young Avenger version. This is the lady. It's Kate Bishop. That's probably what they meant. Source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or permanent opponent controls instead of deals that much plus X. Where X's are... Sure, why not? Hercules. You know what? Hit monkey. It's a monkey assassin. Hulkling. Other Hulkling. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, becomes a copy of target creature on the turn except it's Hulkling, and he's a 4/4. And he has flying and this ability. Iceman and Firestar. That makes me happy that this isn't here. Whenever you cast a blue spell, tap up to one target creature. When you cast a red spell, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Impossible Man. Iron Fist. Iron Lad. And Iron Lad. Yeah, we'll throw an Iron Heart as well. See, that stuff cares about artifacts. There's not really enough to support this idea, which is sad because someone make this deck with all of the runaways in it and then a bunch of runaway stuff and then share it with me to make me happy. So we are done here. That's why I can't make a runaway deck, because it's just like new deck. So let's go over here. Jessica Jones, Private Eye. Put a stun counter on Jessica Jones. Tap her and put a stun counter on her. So it's like exerting her only with extra steps, and someone else can proliferate to mess you up. Exile the top X cards of your library. X is Jessica Jones' power. Well, you may play those cards this turn. Jack of Hearts, volatile hero. Jack of Hearts was a Herald of Galactus for a time. When he dies, he deals damage equal to his power to each creature. That's wild. Then you can pay 6, discard your hand, then draw 3 cards, put 2+1 counters on Jack of Hearts. Oh, we're almost out of red. There is like a red that I know that I'm gonna build. Well, we got Iron Man, Tony Stark, flying. Attacking creatures get +1/+0. Whenever you cast a red spell, you get a 2/1 robot hero with flying. Neat. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, Iron Fist, Hadouken. This one has Prowess. And a very expensive power-up that deals 5 damage that you can divide. And then he gets 5 +1/+1 counters. Human Torch. Draw a card. If you control another hero, he deals 1 damage to target opponent. There's like an infinite comma with most of the Fantastic Four. There's another one. This is the one that is 4 colors. There's the Hulklings. Hulk, which is Trample, and he's a 7/4. This Hulk destroys all artifacts when he enters. And he's a 9/9 for 7 with Trample. It attacks every turn of Fable. There's that Hawkeye. Here's these Hawkeyes. Happy Hogan. Happy Hogan is a Savannah Lion. Franklin Richards. Firebird, Blazing Ranger. Whenever Firebird attacks, other attacking creatures get +X/+0, where X is her power. That's neat. She starts off weak though. Fing Fang Foom, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets an artifact or land. Huh. Copy the spell, and then he gets 2+ multiple counters. Electra, Femme Fatale. When she enters, you can have her deal 2 damage to you. When you do, she deals 4 damage to target creature. And now here's the guy that I lost to, because I didn't expect it. And again, I wasn't playing a deck that clearly didn't have enough removal. Oh, so we actually have 2 more because there's another one in here. Where are we on time? Okay, so I'm just gonna we'll do them. No, I can talk a little bit more. We're gonna do this Daredevil one. Masochism Tango. That wasn't even closely right. Daredevil, Fearless Fighter. So whenever a source you control deals damage to you, Daredevil deals that much damage to target opponent. Whenever Daredevil attacks, exile the top card of your library. Daredevil deals damage to you equal to that card's mana value. You may play it this turn. That's ridiculous extra steps. Hawkeye. This Hawkeye deals extra non-combat damage.
Watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish, but did you know there's a YouTube music app where you can listen to other rare covers of your favorite songs? And, of course, the original. Duh. Get YouTube Music Premium. Photon Blast Mirage, not exactly Grape Shot. When you cast this spell, copy it X times. You may choose 2 targets for the copy. Photon Blast deals 1 damage to target creature. That is wild.
about Thor God of Thunder again. And just be sure to pack in a good number of non-creature spells. Yeah, there's the Teamwork Iron Man spell. It's just Repulsor Blast. You know, Red Hulk. And you know what? This Quicksilver is just kind of mildly fun. They're kind of off what our guy is doing, but that's fine. Abomination World Ravager. Menace Trample 10/10 for 8. But you can pay it for 5 if you discard him. Alicia Masters can create as treasure as long as we cast non-creature spells, but also allows everyone to gain control of all creatures they own at the beginning of my end step. Throw in the Chaos Warp. Daredevil's Billy Club to deal 2 damage to any target and 1 damage to us, so it'll do 1 damage to target opponent as well. Electra deals 2 damage to us and then 4 damage to target creature.
Watch hit movies and TV shows on YouTube.
I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
Buy or rent new releases and get more streaming services to watch your favorites on YouTube. Luke Cage.
Gotta remember stick. Actually, nah. Taxi driver gives something haste. Is that a tag? No. Recoil damage. Okay.
The YouTube Music app has ad-free playlists.
Okay, burn you.
And your fingers. Try 1 month free.
Okay, acidic soil, 1 damage to each player for each land he or she controls. I see, because then our opponents would take twice the amount of damage as we took. Or they would take our damage as well. Aftershock. Restore target artifact, creature, or land deals 3 damage to you. During each player's upkeep, Ancient Runes deals 1 damage to that player for each artifact they control. Okay. I'm not reading Angel's Trumpet. Damage to each player. Oh, Barbarian Ring. Add red, it deals 1 damage to us. Sure, why not? That is funny. Brothers of Fire is not really mana efficient. Char deals 4 damage to target creature or player and 2 damage to you. Crimson Honor Guard kind of goes against... Oh, descend into Avernus. That way we get treasures and we just start doing lots of damage. That one spell I put in might come back out. It depends on how much more of this stuff we find. The key is, as long as we can do more damage to our opponents than we do to ourselves, we're good. Fire Slinger is a little slow. Forge Devil enters the battlefield and deals 1 damage to target creature and 1 damage to us, which means it'll do 1 damage to an opponent. Oh, Fogwell's Gem. That's target opponent for the record. Well, Heartless Hitotsugu will take out exactly 1 person if it sticks around. Lava Hounds comes into play and deals 4 damage to us. That's just funny. If we do not control the Keeper of Kukas, it deals 3 damage to us and attacks. Sure, why not? Like, I'm putting in bad cards. Let's be fair. Oh, you know what I need? I need to grab a bunch of equipment that puts lifelink on Daredevil. Since he's the one doing the damage, right? Yes. We'll search for that next. Checking on messages really quick. There we go. Orcish Cannonade also draws a card, so that's fun. Orcish Artillery, repeatable. See, Orcish Cannoneers does something completely different. Wait, Primordial Ooze. Wow. Primordial Ooze attacks each turn of Fable. During your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on Primordial Ooze, then pay X, where X is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on Primordial Ooze. Or tap Primordial Ooze and deals X damage to you. We're going to do that. That's funny. Pyrohemia. Oh, at the beginning of our upkeep, this creature deals 1 damage to us. Although the funny thing is that deck that beat me was using more instants and sorceries, so I'm obviously doing it wrong. There's a lot of cheap instants and sorceries, because, oh, and you know what? They got this stuff that said whenever you cast a spell, deal damage. That's what it was. So, yeah. But but that's like for one-on-one. I'm kind of 5 damage to any target, and then 2 damage to us if we control no dragons. Well, that's likely. When Smoldering Freak dies, it deals 2 damage to us. Oh, Spicy Oatmeal Pizza. 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to us. Oh, sure. Voltaic Visionary deals 2 damage to us. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. And then if we play a card exiled with it, it transforms. So that's only once, but that's still fun. Okay, let's. A lot of stuff just in creature. Burn. Burn. That's draw. That's burn. That's burn. We're going to put the self-burn and burn. That's ramp. That's burn. 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 That is ramp. That's evasion. No, that's not really evasion, is it? Double strike kind of makes him removal. There we go. And you go into burn. Arena of Glory, Castle Emberth, that might come back out. Oh, Fire Nation Palace. That's why. It's not in here. Married landscape. Oh, Shrine to Nyx because of. Oh, that could have gone in the other deck as well. There we go, 37 lands. Basilisk Collar. And even the Batter Bone, even though it's equipped 5. Batter Skull, even though it's equipped 5. Daredevil is a human. I gotta sacrifice a creature for dissection tools, and I am not confident. That I'll always have Solemn Simulacrum, I guess. Lockstone Warhammer. Shadow Spear. There we go. I don't think red has any auras that gives lifelink, and he does exile from the top of our library. Let's see if that's good enough to get what I'm looking for. Other than your. We'll throw in a Flaming Tyrannosaurus. And the Keeper of Secrets. 2/2 warriors, sure. good old delayed blast fireball. I forgot about that. Okay, let's get non-fall version of it. The first spell you cast from exile is Pronounce Cascade. Sure, why not? Basilisk color over to life gain just so it's with its friends. Oh, hello, anti-bite bad influence. Flying. Whenever a source you control deals damage to you, put that many plus and plus encounters on anti-blight. Oh, it's blight, not bite. Bad influence. And then you can remove plus and plus encounters to the damage to any target.
On YouTube.
Ding.
Get HBO Max and more streaming channels to watch your favorites on YouTube.
That from the Marvel set? Yeah, that's the original Human Torch. He was like an android that was constantly on fire. That's what I should be looking for. Ingrath's Marauders, I know it's expensive. The Giant Source. City on Fire. Collective Inferno. Because I think most of my stuff doing that. But that's just creatures. Oof. City on Fire, though, that is definitely playing with fire. To an opponent specifically. Source we control. Creature we control. Non-combat damage. Double to opponents. There, that puts us at 85. I need way more draw. I'm going to go to my other deck and steal a bunch of draw from there. Not everything, but a lot of it. Copy card names. Oh, like, we don't need Apex of Power, we don't need the Vision. We're not going to use Ashling. Wild Guess, Vision, Thrill, Romantic, Grab, Cathartic and Bitter. I don't think I added that many cards. We added 4 cards. We have 29 creatures, so at least I'm not worried about that. 5 enchantments, 11 artifacts. Where are we on ramp? Let's finish up our ramp section.
Watch hit movies and TV shows on YouTube. Get Paramount Plus and more streaming services to watch your favorites on YouTube.
afraid of fire should have made it into the other deck. But that's better for when, you know, your commander is one of the ones that holds on to your mana. So, like, if it was an electro deck. Cold Steel Heart to add red. Fire Diamond, don't care that it comes into play tapped. Oh, red spells. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can pay 6 generic mana into this to get 8 mana out, for what it's worth. Muggy.
You're watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish. But did you know that there's a YouTube music app where you can also listen to the EDM version, the ska version, and of course the original version? Duh. Get YouTube Music Premium.
Good old Mana Flare. Let's make this game more interesting for everyone. The Worn Power Stone. Gauntlet of Might if you can afford the $1,000. Oh wait, no. It's only $300 in 30th anniversary new border. Oh wait, no. Whatever CEI is. What is this? International Collector's Edition. Oh wait, nope. $10 cheaper is Collector's Edition. Yeah, that was a set that I'd have liked to have bought. If I'm not mistaken, it was a reprint of Beta. All red creatures gain +1/+1 and all mountains provide an extra red mana when tapped. Oh, and we'll put in Knuckles. We're going to put in the other cough as well.
Check out the Tomorrowland 2026 after movie on YouTube, your one-stop shop for music.
Three more. He's always put into ramp when he is not. He's closer to draw than anything else. So for the last three, let's see if that finds what I want. Okay, that is. Okay, that's to deal combat damage. Eesh. Audacious Receptors is a gamble. Oh, Burning Anger is expensive, but it says the enchanted creature has tapped. This creature deals damage equal to its power to any target.
Don't settle for that.
You know, big old Hadouken.
Now has 10 more affordable plans. Try YouTube TV for free.
There's only 3 things. Oh, Ruby of Manalian, forgot about that. One spot left. Ankh of Mishra? Ah, punishes us for playing lands. Oh, Goblin Artillery. 2 damage to any target and 3 damage to us. I don't know how I missed that. Volcano Hillian is also good, so we're going to have to take some stuff out because I just saw this. Volcano Hillian has Echo X, where X is your life total. When Volcano Hillian comes into play, it deals damage, an amount of damage to you of your choice to you and target creature. That is funny as heck. Oh, then to have the Eternal Right get us bonus mana based on how much life our opponents lost on our post-Moon combat main phase. Sure, why not? Fortune Thief. Damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. What does Orcish Cannoneers do? 2 damage to target or player and 3 damage to you. Okay. Oh, this costs X less, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponents this turn. Oh, and this spreads the damage around. Yep. So some stuff is going to come out. Scytheclaw Raptor for if we were casting on other people's turns. We're not going to do the Hexing Squelcher for this one. Frost Hunter is... Yes. Oh, Rampaging Frostodon, I think, was also in their kind of thing. Whenever another creature enters, Rampaging Frostodon deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. Whenever Screeching Eminence is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. A player can't gain life if they're hit by this. Whenever commander control deals combat damage to an opponent, see, that's combat damage. Your life total can't change. I'm pretty sure that that either negates it or that's just a dumb combo that I'm not. Okay, so we are over by a number. We are over by 5. We're going to go to types. So we're going to get rid of Sarkhan's Rage, Orcish Cannonade, Char, you know what, let's not mess with anybody's artifacts. We're now 1 card down because I was just like, oh, let's just be all permanents. This deck is so much hilarious rat garbage, but I love it. Mana value 3 or less, huh? Eh. Mana barbs. Repercussion is interesting. That's where if your creatures take damage, you take that damage. You know what? I normally try to stay out of 40k for decks, but this Resurrection Orb gives lifelink and also protects the creature. So there we go. Oh, whoops. Categories. Okay. Okay, we're going to move you, both of you. You are going to burn, and you are going to go to life gain. Which just end up putting my ramp down there. Well, that's fine. So I like this deck. It's kind of bad, kind of dumb. It is still Friday at time of recording. I will be uploading this on Saturday because I do not feel like dealing with making a thumbnail right now. I'm not a thumbnail. Title card. Here's the thing. The other one in mono red that I want to make is Batroc the Leaper, because it's funny that he got a card. He's 1 in a red for a 2/2 with multi-kicker 2. He enters with a +1/+1 counter on him for each time he was kicked. And when he enters, he deals damage equal to his power to each up to X targets, where X is the number of times he was kicked. I was about to say he would make a better card in the 99 of other decks, but then I realized he deals damage equal to his power to each of up to X targets, where X is the number of times he was kicked. So you just put him in an ultimate ramp deck, play him out, kick all of your opponents in the face, and then hope he doesn't get countered. And if he gets removed, doesn't matter. You want to cast him again. Oh, we're only at 218. Nope, we're at 327. I actually had to click the into the window to get that update. Okay, so next week. Kick 2, still kicking. Kick 1, for the record, was whatever I ended up calling that Chun-Li deck, because she had multi-kicker as well. And yeah, and I'm gonna guess that he doesn't get a cool. No, he gets a cool card. Yeah, Batroc gets. I think that's borderless because full art would go underneath the text, if I'm not mistaken. So this is extended. So I will be dealing with that next turn. Oh, like Fire Emancipation and nonsense like that. Yes. Yeah. I'll probably make it in between episodes because I'll be too excited not to. And then really quick, we'll see what the last red cards are before we get to black. We have the Minas Trample Mayhem Abomination, who is a 10/10. Boy, that's actually kind of like that would have been worth it in the deck that we had all those discard stuff for. And then Alicia Master, she's the one that gives us treasure if we cast non-token spells. And then Alex Wilder of the Runaways. I'm still sad that that my brain won't let me make that deck because I just kind of run out of steam. That one and the Iron Man War Machine deck. We'll look at 2 of these black ones. Whenever you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's sweet. Mono black Death Touch isn't something I'm interested in, but that could be a Golgari deck. Whenever another villain you control enters, Yellow Jacket gets slightly bigger and gains lifelink. That's fine. There we go. And then we'll start looking at these ones next time. Oh, I see my... Oh, my music asked me if it actually paused for that time. See you next time.